Mark here. Let me be straight with you. Most people are stuck because they're chasing fads, hacks, or gimmicks. But here's the truth. Fitness success comes down to just 5 essentials. I call them the big 5. Proper training, nutrition, recovery, supplementation, and mindset. Get these right, and you don't just lose weight or gain muscle, you transform your health, your energy, and your life. Today, I'm going to break these down and show you how they actually work while skipping just even one of them keeps you stuck. If you've been frustrated, overwhelmed, or feeling like you've just tried everything, this is the reset you've been waiting for. So first things first, I feel, is to have a clear, specific goal. So let's do a little goal setting exercise together. So if I could wave a realistic magic wand and you could have your body, your health, your energy, any kind of way you want it to be, what would that be like for you? Get clear and specific. Ideally, dial it down to a specific body weight and body fat percent. And then get a visual image of it best you can. And then if you want to take it to the next level, try this mental daily tip. It's an affirmation / prayer. It goes, I am happy and grateful now that I am, plug in your body weight and body fat percent. I'll share myself as an example. And you can just change the numbers to fit your numbers. I am happy and grateful now that I am at least 190 pounds and at or below 10% body fat. That's very powerful. What that does is that puts you in the frame, that puts you in the mindset, the framed up mindset that you are happy and grateful right now for that goal that you're striving for. In reality, in the moment, you're not there yet, but that's your goal. You know what the goal is, but you're thinking about it and you're feeling like you are there. I am happy and grateful right now that I am stating your goal. It's very powerful. So consider it every day, at least every morning. And once you got that, the big 5, I had one mentor that said, in any real major area of life, there are really only about half a dozen things or so that really matters when, being successful in that area. And with fitness, I feel like there are basically 5 key areas that if you'll do really good in those areas, you'll have fitness success. It's being on a good exercising, training, nutrition, recovery, supplementation, and mindset. Let's break them down real quick. Training. I feel when it comes to training, there are basically 2 major areas to consider. Having a strength training program and having a cardiovascular training program. So ideally, have a combination. So imagine for a moment that we have a twin engine airplane. We have 2 engines. Obviously, when we're flying, we want both of those engines working very, very good. That's the power of your fitness, your resistance training program, and the power of your cardiovascular training program. Put them both together, it's going to be very powerful for your success. Let's take a look at the elements that go into building out a overall training program. If you want to take it to the next level, there are 5 key elements that incorporate a successful training program. Proper form, variety, intensity, proper training principles, and consistency. Let's briefly look at these one at a time. Proper form. What's the importance? Why is it so important that we do proper form? What are the benefits of executing proper form when you're exercising? Well, one is so you don't get hurt, and another is so that you're using the muscles in the most efficient manner. I'm sure if you're busy and you don't have a lot of time and you're working out, when you execute proper form, you're not rushing through the set, you're executing proper form, you're going to get the highest value out of that exercise. Plus, an injury will be a major setback. Then why is variety? Think about variety. Why would that be so important? Having good variety into a program. Well, no, a lot of people mentally get bored, but I feel like more important than even that is our bodies do adapt. And so the longer you train, at some level, your body is going to start adapting to what you're doing. So if you change things around occasionally, you're going to keep your body guessing, and it's going to keep you progressing. If you do the same workout for 6 months in a row, your body will adapt to it. You'll get to a certain level, but you just won't get to the next level because your body adapts. But when you switch it up, mixing up different body parts together, doing different exercises, switching them in and out, in and out, changing the tempo, the speed of the movement, 3 seconds on the way down or 5 seconds on the way down. Lots of ways to include variety. Then the third piece to a good training program is intensity. What comes to mind when you think about exercising with intensity? What comes to mind? Challenging yourself, pushing yourself, right? Taking it to the max. So imagine for a moment that we're doing chest presses and we're going for 12 repetitions. We get to 9, 10, 11, and we barely get that 12th one, but we get it. What's the most beneficial part of that set? The first few reps or the last few reps? What would be the last few, right? And why? That's where the challenge occurs. That's where the breakdown occurs. So when we're working out, we're basically just, with weights, we're basically just breaking down the muscles, challenging them. It's through the rest and recovery and the nutrition that they grow back more and overcompensate and get more increase in strength, increase in muscle size. The fourth element to a good training program is including proper training principles. There's lots of different training principles: compound sets, supersets, drop sets, up and down the rack, 21s, rest pause. There's all kind of training principles. I encourage you to go on Google or ChatGPT or some large language model and look up training principles and how to incorporate them into your routine. Very, very beneficial. And then last but not least is consistency. Why would that be important? Well, it's pretty obvious, I know. But imagine, say for example, let's say you have you and say you have a twin of you, and you have the same goal that you want to achieve in a year from now. And you start off, you work out 4 days a week, weights and cardio, you eat healthy, you get your sleep, you supplement intelligently, you're working on your fitness mindset. But the other twin of you starts off that way, but then misses a workout here and there, has a extra cheat meal here and there, doesn't always get the full amount of sleep here and there. Who's going to get the best results? The consistent version of yourself. So be sure to include the power of consistency. So just to wrap up, what a good training program involves: proper form, variety, intensity, proper training principles, and consistency. And before we move on to nutrition, I do have a workout app. It is a free download. It's available on Apple or Android. All you have to do is go to the Apple Store Connect or the Google Play Store Connect, search, and I'll put this in the notes if you can't write it down or forget it. Workouts for all. Workouts, the number 4, not written out, ALL, all pushed together, no spaces. Workouts for all. Look for that logo, match it up, download, set up a free account. There are already several workout routines on there. It's free to use. That's workouts for all. Really want to get you exercising. So if you think you can use the app, it's free. Download it and use it today. Every week I'm adding new workouts. Let's look at nutrition. So imagine for a moment that we want to build a beautiful 2-story house from scratch. And imagine that we only have half the materials necessary to build the house. How far are we going to get? Not very far, right? Part of the way, halfway. The foods that you and I eat on a daily basis are like the supplies that goes towards building our bodies, like the supplies necessary to build the house. So what I recommend considering eating, approximately 50% of your intake from fruits and vegetables, 25% from whole grains, and 25% from plant-based proteins like legumes, lentils, nuts, and seeds. I feel like when it comes to nutrition and fitness, that our bodies are affected in 4 ways, particularly: metabolism, energy levels, blood sugar levels, and insulin levels. Now imagine for a moment that we have a fireplace and want to get a fire going. On one hand, we have a stack of oak wood. On the other hand, we have a stack of paper. And not including kindling and getting the fire started, but if we had to choose between the oak wood or the paper to burn all day long consistently, which one would you pick and why? Be the oak wood, most of us pick, right? And why? It's going to burn longer, slower, more efficiently. Some foods burn more like the oak wood. Some foods burn more like the paper. Things that burn more like oak wood, fruits and vegetables, whole grains, plant-based proteins. Things that burn more like paper, processed foods, anything out of a bag, sugar, alcohol, burns very fast, like paper. So that's nutrition. And there are my nutrition sources that I give to all my clients. They're free to be downloaded in the app under resources if you download the app. Let's take a look at recovery. When it comes to recovery, I feel like based on the research that I've been studying over the last several years, that most of us need between 7.5 to 9 hours sleep a night, 2 hours of deep, 2 hours of REM. What are some ways to optimize that? Having consistent sleep times. If you want to max it out, say 9 to 6. What one friend and client, very, very smart guy, called a sleep opportunity window. But be consistent with it. You're going to go to bed, get at 9, get up at 6. That's 9-hour opportunity window. 8 to 5, 10 to 7. You do you, or you plug in your numbers, but have consistency. That's one way to get better at it. Another thing you can do is to consider having your last meal at least 2 hours before go to sleep time. And then once you do that successfully, back it up to 4 hours. Try that. The benefit of that is, well, every time we eat, we get a metabolism increase. Our heart rate increases. And as we get ready to go to sleep time, we want to bring our bodies kind of like we're going into hibernation. We want to lower our heart rate. The further out you are from your last meal, less of your body has to work. So you're going to have a nice, slow heart rate. So that's the benefit of eating at least 2, even up to 4 hours before bedtime. Let's take a look at supplementation, the 4th big of the big 5. When it comes to supplementation, I feel like they're basically nutritional supplementation and enhancement performance supplementation. Nutritional supplementations like protein shakes. And I've drank 2 or 3 of them every day since I was a teenager. And love them still. And then there are enhancement performance supplements. One that's good for strength is creatine, and that's considered an enhancement performance supplement. Nutritional supplements and enhancement performance supplements. Let's take a look at number 5. It's going to be mindset. So in the beginning of this video, I asked you to get a clear, specific goal. If you haven't yet, I want you to lock it down. That if you could wave a realistic magic wand and you could have your body, your health, your energy, any kind of way you wanted it to be, what would it be like for you? Dial it down to a specific number and a specific body fat percent. Then consider wrapping it up in an affirmation/prayer. I am happy and grateful now that I am. Plug in your body weight and body fat percent goal. Say that every day with meaning and purpose. I am happy and grateful right now that I am. And state your goal. That's going to program your mind to feel what that success feels like. And then you back it up with your actions. A good training program, eating right, getting your sleep, supplementing intelligently, and daily working on that mindset. Because some days you're not going to feel like exercising. But keep this in mind. Your mind controls your body, not the other way around. If you commit to working out, follow through with it. Your mind tells your body what to do. If your body is tired, it doesn't matter if it's tired or not. Get that done today. Your mind tells your body what to do, not the other way around. So here's the deal. And you know the big 5. But knowing isn't the same as doing. If you're serious about getting results, you need a plan that's tailored to you. That's why I'm inviting you to a complimentary phone or Zoom consultation with me. We'll talk about your goals, cut through the noise, and design a simple strategy that works for your life. No gimmicks, no guesswork, just real results. Click the link in the description or text me. My number's in the description. Text me the word FIT. We'll set it up to book our consultation. And let's get started today. Do that today. Set up the consult today. Because the best time to take control of your health and fitness is right now. Be blessed. I'll see you next time.